us, Michelle. It's a memory that I would live with it for the rest of my life. I mean, that goal from Stuart Shabalala gave everyone a hope. And as players, we felt that we in this. We can get something out of this World Cup. So everyone was so excited. Everyone was had a belief, and we had that united team, a team with energy, a young squad. So, but again, I mean, we're in a group of death. I mean, we had Mexico, Uruguay, and France. But I would probably say the parade in Sanchez. I think we had to parade among over 200 people who came to appreciate or show support, for Bafana Bafana. So it was absolutely incredible.
I mean, Aaron, just take a step back to us. That moment when you walked the squad out onto the pitch, the first game in the first FIFA World Cup tournament on African soil with you as the captain of the host nation. Take us through those moments.
I remember, Michelle, driving from the hotel, we didn't think about the game that much. I mean, we trying to enjoy the moment, but immediately when we got to the stadium, we just felt that buzz in the stadium. Walking out of the coach to the dressing room, from the dressing room to the tunnel, we just felt that, we didn't expect this. I mean, I just didn't believe, especially myself, I didn't believe that really I'm part and parcel of the first World Cup in Africa and the first World Cup in South Africa. Who knew? Who knows? I mean, probably the last World Cup in the African soil. So I remember right at the tunnel, walking to line up for the national anthem. I just felt that it's taking long. I just want to get myself in there, get my first tackle in, get my first header in there, and hopefully get a first goal. Eventually, Stuart Shabalala got that that goal for us, and it just felt that this World Cup can stay in South Africa.
And it just felt like in that moment, Aaron, that anything in South Africa was possible, that as a country in that moment, we could achieve anything we put our minds to. The fact that we were hosting the first FIFA World Cup tournament on the African continent, the fact that we scored that first goal.
Absolutely, Michelle. I remember before the World Cup, I had over 300 interviews, internationally, and people wrote us off before we even, start playing, and before we even build the first stadium. I mean, people never believed that South Africa can hold such a massive event. And as obviously Bafana Bafana, we can do well in that World Cup. So I remember people were asking, "Are you guys living with animals? Are we safe when it comes to South Africa?" So those were questions to show that people didn't know much about South Africa, but we pulled it off, and apparently the World Cup in South Africa was one of the best World Cup ever. So I think you're absolutely correct. I mean, we can pull everything off. I mean, in South Africa, there is nothing that we can't do in South Africa. We showed with the World Cup. We showed, during apartheid to 1994, when now this Rainbow Nation is starting to occur. So it shows that there is absolutely nothing that we can't do as South Africans.
And I think, Aaron, today's commemorations, a decade on, it comes at a time when South Africa, when the world is in the middle of a pandemic. We're all thinking about the future of our own jobs, of our economy as a whole. We're seeing the unemployment rate projections being put as 35% in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's perhaps the best time for us to reflect on 10 years since the FIFA World Cup, to give us a sense, as you say, of what is possible in South Africa when we work together towards a common goal?
Absolutely, and Michelle, I think it's exactly what the President Cyril Ramaphosa said. He said that we have achieved so many things. We had so many problems that we had to deal with before, and we achieved those. Rugby World Cup. The boys went to Russia and they got back with a trophy. So that means that this pandemic, yes, I mean it's a very dangerous pandemic, but we can overcome it as long as we work together, as long as we obey regulations. I mean, there is absolutely nothing that can, we can't come across or we can overcome. So, yes, it's a very, very serious pandemic. But as long as you rightly said, as long as we work together, we can overcome this times.
Well, Aaron, thanks so much.